spending some time studying physics through the course of my college time, through medical school, and now just for the fun of it, um, have really come to an appreciation of the
It's
idea
a great dance.
have come to an appreciation around the idea of fractals. And you say, as above, so below. And so when I look on a biological level, I have this human body. And within that, there are systems of systems. There's organs, there's tissues, there's cells. The cells are made of molecules. The molecules are made of atoms. The atoms are made of subatomic particles. And then we zoom out.
There I am.
Then we zoom out in the other direction from the human body outward. We have families and societies and the planet and the ecosystem. And then we get into solar systems and galaxies and star systems and
universes and multiverses.
Multiverses.
And the flips and the turns and the yes.
I have been so moved since I've had this chance, the activation, this opportunity. I was raised in a Judeo-Christian family, and I was fortunate enough to be raised in one that had a lot of love.
You were raised in a Christ-based Christian family that did not take a great deal of the Judea or anything other than the teachings of Yeshua. That is more the structure that your family came from. And that is more the community that they were in. And so that was the basis of the children raised, and that was their impression. And it's one of the reasons I was able to write. Were the people that actually chose to create home and pattern it and base it on what they could hold at their highest belief level.
What I found through the activation was something that went beyond the limitations of what was available to me in my family, my community, my church, and have come to this deep appreciation for the fact that as I stand on this amazing 3D moment, as I ground into the 1D iron core crystal, as I allow my light channel to open, I can be the connection between.
So are you experiencing more resonance in areas of your life?
Yes, and the one that is quite possibly the sweetest is love of self. And to have that experience of understanding myself as a creation, as a hologram. Contained within me is all that is, that I am a fractal. And as that fractal, if I allow myself the expansion.
Oh, you're my fractal.
I'd like to rise and meet you in other dimensions. And I am excited about the possibility of opening this up to so many. They would see beyond the limitations, beyond the loops of imprisoning controls that have been placed at
so
that
are the
level.
karmic loops dropping for you? Are you moving into the helix? Are you creating futures for yourself that perhaps you didn't even envision?
Yes.
Are you starting to actually experience, to connect your subconscious, conscious, and actual superconscious, and understanding your core beliefs? Are you shifting your core and creating your own true life? Are you aligning with your heart? And I know the ache in your heart. chose to become a doctor. Very hard for it.
Chose to become a mother.
And you worked very hard for it. And you chose to become a surgeon. And you worked very hard for it. It wasn't enough. So you decided that you must become a healer, or to stand spaced that people may heal, because you always give them that choice. You always let them know their own responsibility. And you have chosen to expand into a vast place. And have you experienced the correct people coming into your life with those that drop away? Because there's a base where we transition into this, that those who do not vibrate into our higher frequencies, that they drop away. And are you experiencing holes? Are you experiencing emptiness? Or are you drawing in? Are you drawing in those who feel like you?
As things unfold, the vibrational alignment is coming.
So
And
your
I'm able
brothers and
to-
sisters are coming.
I'm able to step into those places where I can.
And they've invited you in. And they've sought you out.
Been very gracious, yes. Very, very gracious.
And did you really, truly, actively reach out to do this, or was there a piece where it just started to symbiotically happen?
Oh, I have accepted the magical doors as they've opened, but I could not have scripted any of this.
But you did.
But I did before I got here. So there
Actually,
is
you've
that.
done it from your heart. Because it's what you're reaching for. You are not choreographing. She says choreographing. You're not trying to map it. You are actually setting your tone through your desire, and it's being brought to you. You're alchemizing into it. And I love you very dearly. But it's time to come back.
Yeah.
This is a difficult thing to do in front of a camera. And actually, I've done this in very large classes, but this is a different thing. And I know that as it matures, be better connections, and she'll be able to go deeper. I'll be able to go deeper, like surrender, because it's all based on surrender. And by the way, channeling can be dangerous. It took me decades to clear this. I went through where I was talking to dead people. I had thoughts, stuff coming in. Oh my God, I was so buried in empathy. I thought it was going to kill me. Can you imagine? Oh yeah, let's be an empath so we can feel other people's emotions and trials and tribulations, like it's happening to myself when it's from the outside world. Thank you, HATHOR, for the training and shifting that. But it's still difficult shifting my own paradigm here. I did a heftier paradigm shift Sunday, but I have so enjoyed having you here for these last few days. And we're going to be able to go with probably another one tomorrow. And do you need anything from me before we're out of here?
Just to know how much I love you.
Too. I only get her for a few days here and there. She's actually, I'm in a very different part of the country than she is. She needs the sunshine, and I need this in the rain. And in her very busy schedule, she came up to help me do this so that we could launch this.
I believe in what you do.
No, you don't. You're living for what I'm doing. That's different. It's your core belief. You don't think you believe. You don't believe. You are it. You're living it. And that was one of the reasons why, and you're not the only one, but one of the reasons why is because yours was rapid. Um, your shifts were really rapid, and you've really, really anchored, and you actually understand some parts of this that others can. And by the way, I have to tell you that in the channel, and I know that she told you what she was doing, she's also going through her records. To find ways to interpret, and then she starts bringing words through, and I'm like, hey, wait a minute, what? Give me the film from Dr. Susan, okay? But that is how this type of thing works. It's we're inside these big fields that our auric fields go way out beyond. Um, I wish Bruce Lipton he used to have it. There used to be an intro by another scientist who had spent like 3 or 4 minutes at the beginning explaining this is your auric field and that this is the nucleus actually the auric field. Thank you, Mr. Castaneda, also on that one. But this is the next level. And by the way, did you know that you're out there energetically about 150 feet gathering subconscious information at about 40,000 whatever increments of information a second. So we stretch far, and I'll tell you that through part of this, I've been, like I said, lucky enough to work with some fabulous people. I've worked with archaeologists who've been in Egypt. I've worked with some of the most wonderful teachers and authors and channels also of our time, and some of the best sound specialists. And it doesn't matter, rock and roll, blues, lay it down, but also people that are working with sonic technology for healing and ascension. And I've got this great store of information. And by the way, I'm in someone else's field here. I have one of my partners in this endeavor who's been with me for many years, who's a physicist over here, and I'm sitting in her field. And I also have a shaman from Great Britain who I activated 10 years ago. Hathor says, activate him. I go, I can't activate him without giving the bless. She goes, activate him and let him go home. And it made me really nervous. But, it's like, well, we're never forced, but there's kind of this energy that comes. And so, oh, there's these pathways. So I did it, and, I'll be talking with him. And he's here with me now. 10 years, overnight success, right? Became like a very, very excellent chaos magician, and that's actually working in the field of entanglement, which is another level of physics, and really fabulous, who actually has the ways into some of the mounds and some of the greatest magnetic areas in England, has a way in through the folds to the area where the ancient and shining ones are actually still existing on a plane that's intersecting with us. And that's going to be really fun. They are also part of the netters. They come in from, well, they actually, they were the first ones that were in Lemuria, but they're still in a light field or a mist field, and they live at that plane. And I am going to be doing a great deal of what's going on my page here through interviews with like really great people who are going to bring this channel in, and then I have a friend who plays Dial a Deity and tends to be able to bring in the different segments of the nine and their companions, the masculine, and also can actually bring in Tejote and the Agdiwad and some of the ancients. And this is the beginning of the structure of the Blue Nile mysteries. And we're told it can't be mysterious anymore. It's super hard. It's like, I can only teach it to the ones that are, you're all supposed to have it. You were supposed to have it to begin with. And we're in the photon field, and we can let it go because it's going to be strong enough to raise enough columns on the earth to actually move us back into alignment. And you will speak with the voice of God. Kingdom come. It's going to come through you, come through all of us. We'll get out of the loops of karma, stop playing other people's repetitive scripts, calling people, but the repetitive scripts, they go away, right? They just start melting away.
We can break through them.
And they melt away where they're making you late for things and pushing those buttons, or whether they're sending the same person in another guise for relationship repetition, or the problems with the kids. They all just, you just move your way out of them, right? Through the resonance. It does actually, it's a lot of work, and we are actually having to clear Barbara Handclough, who is a massively fabulous teacher. She's been a great speaker, and one of my mentors. I do her Pleiadian activations, and it works awesome. But now, see, I got off on Barbara, and I'm like in La La Land. What was I saying? Anyway, I'm gonna be bringing this in this way, and through the Facebook. If you type in your questions, HATHOR is notorious. It's bad. I'm like not a computer person, and I've got an email. I've got one of my students has been a really wonderful mind. She's a healer and very powerful lady. But I'll get into email her, and the next thing I know, the send button's been pushed in 20 minutes. It's gone, and I'm like, what? And I go in. I finally did find out where I could look to find out what was written in my sent mail, and HATHOR is sending, I guess, auto-typed channels to people. So she's likely to answer you. You might get me, you might get her, and I'm out of here.
It might be the basis of a whole nother segment.
Yeah, check my website to connect with Barbara Handclough, or Handclough 2012. She's got some great stuff on her website, and I've got some other people that there'll be links to. There's a huge network out there of very, very, very serious people in this work that are actually affecting change. And if that's what you're looking for in your life, then connecting with your original divine human blueprint is going to do it. And this will work. There are other ways that will very much strengthen it and help hold it. And I've got a lot of, like I said, links and information, and it'll be updated and updated and updated for this. I will speak right now that I work with, very singularly in the beginning, the Neter Neteru of the Blue Nile, which is before the cataclysm. And I do go through an instruction, well, she does, of how to strip the myths from other areas so that you can find the core netter from the area that you're in, to strip the 40, the Anunnaki mythology, the piece that holds you inside the karmic loop. Tried and true. I have actually been working with this for over 25 years and have been doing the activations and the classes. Well, I've done them as basically seminars, small seminars. I've had specific people called in to do them, but since 2002, and the classes as separate classes, which is how I'm going to be doing them because they're really much to do your homework. If you decide to do the activations, those classes have been happening since 1992. So it's been a while, and it took me a while to get up into the aethers where I can be working with people of this caliber. And I want to thank them and thank all of you. And let me know if you're addressing me or if you're addressing Hathor, or if you want to bring in another one of the netters, because we got a whole we've got a whole deck to deal with. I will put a list out of the names of the netters that I've been given to create the tube that I'm going to be working on in the foundation of this. But I will tell you this: uh, there's a lot of areas that you can go into with this, and your gifts are going to open wide up, and you're going to want to know how to deal with them. Some of you may be dealing with that, and that'll be a different segment. Bye for now, and actually say peace out, Neferka.